In the automotive world, it is unusual to find a car today that was previously different and that was originally born with a different purpose. It all began in April 1937 in Brescia, where the Mille Miglia was being run. The 6 Alfa Romeo of the Scuderia Ferrari showed up at the start, wrapped in an aura of legend. The Milanese brand, in fact, had won 8 editions of the race and 5 consecutive ones. That year, too, the 8-cylinder 2.9 Type A were the favorites. 150 cars competed at the start, and the one that came out on top started with the number 150, skillfully driven by the crew, Carlo Pintacuda and Paride Mambelli. The Florentine driver had joined the Scuderia Ferrari in 1935 and had won his first Mille Miglia that very year. Their car had the chassis number 412.004, but despite the low serial number, it was built in 1937. The number was in fact reassigned by Alfa Romeo when the engine of the original 412.004 was replaced with a new one. The body was replaced with a roadster model, and then it was restamped with the number 412.006 to be sold to a private customer. We could therefore say that the car built in 1937 is the 412.004 bis, even if this numbering doesn't exist officially. After taking part in the Mille Miglia, the new 412.004 was sold by Alfa Romeo to a private racing driver from Turin, who was already their client, Count Giuseppe Salvi del Pero di Luzzano. With the change of ownership, it was necessary to change the license plate from Milan 57929 to Turin 46369. Del Pero, however, continued to race through the 1937 season in the national sport class with his 6-cylinder 2.3 Pescara Coupé and kept the 8-cylinder 2.9 Type A available to the Scuderia Ferrari. The Scuderia then deployed it in June in the Eifelrennen, which was held on the Nürburgring circuit with Guglielmo Cararoli, and in July in the Susa Moncenisio with Clemente Biondetti. The following year, Salvi del Pero signed up for the Squadra Automobilisti Torino, a new touring racing team born in 1937 from the ashes of the Scuderia Sabauda and managed by Piero Dusio. So, in 1938, he raced in an international sport class with the 8-cylinder 2.9 Type A, the Salita ai Colli Torinesi arriving third, the Pontedecimo Giovi and the Nice La Tourbie placing fourth in both, and the Corsa allo Stelvio, where however he retired due to an accident caused by bad weather, during which he also broke the steering box. Salvi del Pero then thought of recovering all the useful parts of the car to have a new one built. This practice was quite common among the racing drivers at that time. The Pininfarina bodywork was commissioned for the task. Here, Count Mario Revelli di Beaumont worked as a freelance designer, and because he frequented the same entourage as Salvi del Pero, he was charged to design a 2-seater cabriolet. The conversion of an 8-cylinder Type A into a road car involved a series of modifications, the first of which was the addition of a sheet metal floor between the metal struts. The chassis itself was lengthened to increase the roominess of the car by increasing the wheelbase from 2.75 meter to 3 meter, the same measurement as the Type B long model. The engine was also modified by reducing the power from 220 to 180 horsepower in order to make it more progressive. All the remaining mechanical parts remain unchanged, including the volumetric compressor. Revelli thought of a car with a very accentuated aerodynamic profile that immediately recalled its sporting pedigree even if the Alfa Romeo 8-cylinder 2.9 was unanimously considered the car at the top of the Italian sports models market. Normally, when you design a body on a long chassis, there are many more possibilities for expression than when you design a body on a short chassis. Having said this, Revelli immediately addressed the problem of the rear dimension due to the fact that the fuel tank, original trapezoidal in shape, was positioned above the rear axle, and the spare wheels was fixed in a vertical position, while now it should have been positioned horizontally. The solution was to design the tail of the car with a tapered shape, with a large trunk inside which are contained both the tank with its filler neck and the spare wheel, now fixed to the floor. The tail is enhanced by two enormous drop-shaped mudguards in which the sticks of the turn signal are embedded. The door of the car is placed centrally on the wheelbase, with the passenger seats positioned in front of the rear wheels. In this way, the space between the seats and the trunk is used to contain both the folding hood and some bags or suitcases, which are accessed by folding the seats. A solution already adopted previously by Revelli. This space is closed by an hatch level with the bodywork openable via a release lever located on the floor, as well as the lever to open the trunk, which doesn't have an handle, as the license plate is positioned centrally. Folding backwards, the hatch disappears into the bottom of the compartment in a vertical position. This mechanism had been patented by Revelli 2 years earlier and had already been adopted on many of the two-seater convertible models. The canvas hood was then fixed to the bodywork at the rear using 3 press studs, and at the front using 2 hooks that could be inserted into the windscreen. Also, it may be partially folded if necessary. The doors, which opened from the front, were equipped with disappearing handles, patented by Revelli in 1937. The dashboard is very Spartan compared to the quality of the car, with the 2 large central gauges common to all other Alfa Romeo models, while the control for adjusting the rear suspension, patented by Seata, is located under the dashboard. The steering wheel is of the shock-absorbing type, patented by Revelli, where both the central part and the arms flex in the event of a collision. The car radio, however, is not provided on this car. Going beyond the forward tilting windscreen, the long bonnet furrowed by a thin chrome hands in a conspicuous grille that recalled that of the Type 158 Grand Prix cars, thus giving a strong sense of family feeling from the Portello company. The entire front area, in which the retractable pop-up headlights are embedded, another Revelli patents, connects uniformly with the large teardrop mudguards, which are connected in turn to the rear ones thanks to the footboard, which at the front has a C-shaped connection necessary to limit the vibration of the front mudguard. To further increase the sporty character of the car, Revelli chose not to design the bumpers, but to replace them with shock-absorbing overriders patented by himself. The triangular chrome air intakes stand out on the side, designed by Revelli also for other models present at the Turin concours, which makes the side look even slimmer, adding a touch of elegance were the new hubcaps specific to Alfa Romeo models produced by the Gandini company of Turin. The car is painted in metallic grey-blue, paint applied thanks to the new spray gun with adjustable nozzle, patented by Revelli and licensed to the Emanuel company of Turin, while the seats are upholstered in blue leather. In the immense production of Revelli, we can undoubtedly count the Spider as one of the best 10 creations of the Turin designer, a sign of an extreme research of lines and balance of volumes, to aspects of design that he had the opportunity to take care through his long career. Since the car had been modified both in the chassis and in the engine, the Circolo Ferroviario di Ispezione of Turin, the certifying institution authorized by the Ministry of Railways and Transport, proceeded with a new approval and consequently with the release of a new license plate, Turin 55408. On 28 May of 1939, this car took part in the 10th Concours d'Elegance for automobiles in Turin, where it won the first prize in category G, two-seater open sports car over 1.5 liter, of Group 2. 2 months later, Salvi del Pero sold the car to the Roman nobleman Piero Parisi. At the end of 1947, Parisi sold the car to a Swiss citizen. According to the import custom documents, the car was approved for 4 seats and weight 1 ton, 370 kilo, that is 220 kilos more than in 1939. Therefore, it seemed clear that Parisi had the Spider transformed in a cabriolet by exploiting the space for luggage and the hood in order to obtain space for the rear seat. The canvas hood, no larger, was attached with buttons also on the side. A few years later, the second Swiss owner took the car to a local coachwork and had it radically modified, welding a new splitted windscreen and a full metal roof, thus obtaining a 4-seater coupe painted in red. Also, the instruments on the dashboard were rearranged according to the owner's needs. All the space in the rear area was occupied by an enormous hatch to access the trunk, where the spare wheel and the suitcases were arranged on 2 levels. 2 air intakes were installed on the rear pillars too. Furthermore, position and signal lights were added in accordance with the Swiss traffic regulation. Also, the license plate was recessed into the trunk and 2 tubular bumpers were fitted on. In 1963, the car was sold in France, where it remained in the Schlumpf collection at Mulhouse in the northeast area of the country. Following financial problems of the Schlumpf family companies, in 1978, the prestigious collection was classified as an historical monument by the French state and subsequently sold by the judicial liquidator to the association that owned the Musée National dell'Automobile, which has been taking care of it since 1982. This car, horribly mutilated and totally depersonalized, still awaits a worthy and deserving restoration to its former glory. Many thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share this video.